The Cup cars need to go way faster. I know there's talk about that much horsepower. We need that much horsepower.
When he was up front, the attitude of the car and how he was racing, it looked like the old Brad.
I flicked someone off last week. Double.
What happened?
Oh, a double bird.
Does she have a sister? Welcome to Kevin Harvick's Happy Hour, presented by NASCAR on Fox. I'm Kevin Harvick. She's Kaitlyn Vincie, and he's Mamba Smith still.
He
I'm
still
still here.
is. Look at that shirt today.
Yeah.
Repping the, what is that brand again?
No,
Is that one of your friends that does
That's
it?
like a Days of Thunder shirt.
Yeah,
right?
this is like I think this is part of the Heat Wave group
Oh, nice.
situation. It's a Hendrick Motorsports collab. I figured,
I like
they
the
won this
neon.
weekend. It was a good time to pull
Bring
it out.
it out.
Yes,
Yeah.
looks good.
I'm just glad nobody ran out of gas on the way here.
Seriously.
I actually am close. I'm not gonna lie. I'm
Really?
I'm pushing the gauge.
I
on this
always
one.
do that. I
Yeah.
don't know why I do that to myself.
You do that coming from Denver, which is
Yes,
crazy.
and
so.
I'll be like, wow, I'm at 7.
Yeah, the worst part is when it goes down and it just says low fuel.
Yeah, and you don't have the number?
Don't have the,
that.
don't have
That's
the
how you
number.
know how intimate of a relationship you have with your car, because you
Yeah.
know how far it'll.
That's kind of the place that they were at with William Byron's car at the end of the
They
race.
must have known.
An
It just said
intimate
low
place?
fuel.
It just-
But we were sitting there watching the race, and they got that silly little
Percentage.
up on there. And I was standing in the trailer with Rodney. He's like, I don't think my math is mathing. He's looking at the thing, and every lap it's going down 1%. And there's like 11 laps to go, and he's got 5% of fuel.
Yeah.
And every
Yes.
lap it's going, and he's like, I don't understand this calculation. I'm thinking that this might be for show. So
Yeah, that was
the math
interesting.
doesn't math on the fuel percentage.
Math isn't mathing. Well, yes, we have plenty to talk about. Welcome into episode 52 here of Happy Hour. Plenty to discuss, leaving an interesting race at Iowa. Watkins Glen is up next. We'll preview that. And Mamba has his sips, the simple sips this week.
Yeah. I mean, they're
We're
funny.
not getting hammered.
No,
We're just taking a little,
yeah.
it's a casual drinking
Not getting
session.
hammered.
It's a casual.
Might be
sip.
somebody who is hammered.
Yeah, I mean,
That's right. There might be
That's
somebody.
right.
I will say that the folks in Iowa wanted me to let you know, Kevin, that everybody loves Mamba's social sips.
Oh, good.
Yeah. They just,
Oh.
Now, who is everybody? Is this a group of 2 or is this a group of 5?
It was everybody that was talking to me about it. So
Okay.
shout out to the closers in Iowa, because you guys packed that place out.
Yes.
It was
Yeah.
sold out again.
Yes.
And we need to keep going to Iowa, because I think anywhere that
Great spot.
anywhere that the fans show up, they earned it. Like, they definitely earned a spot on the schedule.
Yeah.
Do you think that's a benefit of one race a year?
Yeah, a little bit.
I think so. Let's just go back to like California Speedway, right? You know, they put 2 races on it and went back to 1 race. Crowd was full. I don't think Kansas is a 2-race town. I think Kansas is a 1-race town. I think when we went to Chicagoland, I think there's just some of those markets that are 1 race, and Michigan,
Pocono.
Pocono.
I think Richmond is going to gain from having one now.
race.
I think that's going to be a good thing.
And I think that it's okay to not go there every once in a while too. If we do go back to Chicagoland, if that rumor is true,
It's official, right?
is it official?
I think it's close.
Yeah,
If it's
but-
not, I don't know.
Because there was a preliminary report, which I sent you guys. 'cause
Yeah.
That's when I was like,
And I
oh.
think that going back to those places adds that mystique of, oh, what's it going to be like with this car? What's it,
Mhm.
it's all those things that you haven't done in a while. Old becomes new again. And I think it's okay to, like, if you skipped Richmond a year, I think everybody would be okay with that. Or if you skipped somewhere
Pocono?
that had 2 races and moved that race for a year and saw how the crowd went, just like with Pocono. They have 1 race,
Everyone shows up.
pack it
now.
out, and you can go somewhere else.
It allows some flexibility too, to do something new or something
Right.
you might not normally do when
Yeah.
you open
Do
it
you get
up.
your date?
Iowa's always been a great place to race. And, I think that seeing the crowd and everything stacked around the outside, the ARCA crowd was good. The Xfinity
was.
crowd was good. It's just
It's cool being there.
the car sucks.
They've struggled around
It's just, it's not fun to see the car not be able to pass like it needs to be. And it turned into a fuel mileage track position race. And that part I don't like. And doesn't seem like we're making any ground on making it better. But, I think that Goodyear's done a good job in making the tires a little bit better, but definitely need, it wound up being exciting because it was edgy. Cars were hard to drive. The track is rough. The track's got everything that it needs, but man, it's tough to watch a fuel mileage race on a short track.
That is very unusual for sure. You were out there. How'd it go? And the new qualifying reporter here.
Big time over on the practice qualifying deal. No, it was fun. It was fun. I'm trying something new with practice and qualifying, trying to like embed myself with a team to try and talk to the crew guys, the mechanics a little bit more, and give the fans a little bit more of an insight of what their week to week at the racetrack is.
That's cool.
There's so many stories down there that we just don't get to, and we don't have enough time. And so like it's a good time because you know when they're not overly busy, right? Like when it's Group A, you can talk to Group B guys and vice versa. So we did William Byron's engineer, and we did Ricky Stenhouse's tire tech, and it worked out really good. So I'm looking forward to it.
So how do you think your performance went this weekend? I have some questions.
So listen. So Kevin,
I have some questions.
Kevin's been sitting over here asking me about how I hold the mic.
Maybe we have a picture of it. I don't know.
I
have a picture. Okay. So I have some questions right here. This is. Are you looking into his eyes, or is this a direct conversation? But that's not my question.
Yeah, that's
this is the first time I've seen the picture. But
so what's the question?
My question is about your button.
Oh, the button.
I'm not so sure that we need that top button. I don't know if it chokes some of the oxygen off your brain, but it looks tight and very preppy.
No, listen.
I'm talking about the button.
The button.
The last button.
Well, what's the last button for then?
I don't know. I see you here, and then I see you like there. Almost GQ.
That's kind of a compliment.
I don't know.
Said, I don't know.
Is that salmon? What color is that shirt?
That's the salmon. That's the salmon shirt. Yeah, it pulls out my complexion.
Was that an intentional top button, or was the second button too low?
No, that's an. Well, I think it was intentional. I buttoned it on purpose.
Okay. Did you think it looked bad when it was open?
No, I think that no one has done it, and I was like, I'll do it. Let me see what it looks
that's
like.
pretty preppy.
Okay.
Listen, the fact that
you realize it's a NASCAR race, not an IndyCar race.
Yeah, but you put GQ in the same conversation as this, and that seems like you're
in the middle of a cornfield. Think about that.
You should have seen what I did on driver intros. I had the overalls out, the happy hour overalls.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, we had those out. So
that's more than your speed.
We balanced it out. Yeah, it was a balance.
Were you wearing sunglasses there?
Yeah.
Oh, they let you wear sunglasses?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. They've never let me.
I mean, have you ever...
Doesn't sound like there's a lot of rules.
Well,
it's more cash.
Just wing it.
Yeah, I mean, just like I'm here. You just wing it like a baby bird.
What was it? True
TV.
Okay.
Yep. True TV.
I can't.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I can't keep up.
So
it just pops up on my menu and I click it.
Yeah, he's a YouTube TV guy, so it's easier. It knows what he likes.
I don't even know what channel it's on. It just pops up.
It's just a network. It doesn't have a channel number anymore.
No, that's what I'm saying. I don't know what network it is.
Yeah. It definitely is hard to keep up.
It's 3 on the
dial. 3 on the dial.
Yeah. On the antenna.
Have to hit the side of the TV. We're off the rails already.
Well, I just wanted to catch up on the weekend. You were at Hickory.
I was.
How was that?
Yeah, it was a nightmare.
Okay.
It turned out to be great races, but the weather was rainy for 3 days, and so they did a good job navigating everything, and the teams were very patient, and we wound up getting the race in. I think it ended at 11:30 last night after all the chaos and destruction. They handed out $50,000 for the late model stocks and $30,000. Had a great pro late model race, photo finish.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah,
Spencer Davis and Luke Baldwin. Yeah, they raced great. Kaitlyn had a terrible weekend, hit the wall twice, had a flat tire, didn't know it. Got lapped. He probably has never had a flat tire in the big car before.
Oh,
has
no.
he?
It was just he had some contact with the guy on a restart, and you could see that the tire was low, but he didn't know. We didn't have a caution, and he wasn't coming in.
Okay.
So
keep digging, buddy.
Keep going. You're going to have to suffer through this until the caution comes out or the race ends, and the race ended. So he got his first experience of having to move out of the way for the leaders to get lapped.
Learning moments.
Shout out to Spencer Davis and that group too, but Luke Baldwin, that kid,
the wheelman.
No, that kid, He's got something. He's got some magic.
He's fast in everything he gets in.
I would like to see him. Yeah, I'd like to see him get a good opportunity at the next level. I think it look a lot like Butterbean is in the.
He's got that. He's a good looking kid. He's kind of got that swagger to go along
got the
with
confidence.
It. Yeah.
A little bit of his dad.
Got a cool dad.
Yeah. Tommy's a G.
Yeah.
Tommy's a G.
Love him. I was at Iowa as well. Did the ARCA race where Butterbean won yet again, 5th win of the year. And you have him on the show, which is exciting.
We figured he's won so much, we might as well bring him in and figure out who this guy is. And I know him pretty well, but we thought it would be fun to help get him some exposure to the rest of the racing world as he's climbing the national ranks and making his mark on ARCA for sure.
Yes, came from humble beginnings.
I'm waiting for him to just get that full-on Waffle House partnership. I don't
exactly.
know how. I don't know how they haven't.
Yeah,
I don't know how they haven't got a
that
PSA
needs to
or
happen.
something yet.
That needs to happen. Okay, let's go back to the Cup race. And Kevin has been talking about it, the fuel mileage that it came down to. Did you think he was going to make it?
I didn't. As I'm sitting there watching the end of the race, and I don't, maybe that little fuel calculator thing threw me off, but I think the radio transmission of just them trying to keep him, backing him up, worried me. And I think that just the way that William Byron's season has gone, they've been in this position a couple times and ran out like 3 laps early at Michigan.
Yeah.
So they've been in this position a few times and it hasn't worked out. And they needed this to get rid of that black cloud that was over them and having these races worked out. It's like we talk, they have all that speed in the beginning, you win the Daytona 500, but I mean, they haven't won since the Daytona 500. Right. And winning this race before the playoffs allows them to really you're going to have to win in the playoffs in order to make this happen from a championship standpoint. They've had the speed and they've got all the ingredients to do it, but they just hadn't put the results together with everything that was going on. So big moment for this 24 car.
Yeah, I mean they feel like their process has been right. Like they're bringing fast cars. Yes. That hasn't been the issue. The issue has been the execution in the crunch time moments. And for them to get this done, you could see in Rudy's face, like when they crossed the finish line, won the thing, it was like the relief. We finally got a dub back in the right category. So I thought they were gonna run out. I don't know. I think I was with William last night. We had a little soiree at his place. I'm pretty sure he thought he was gonna run out. All those cautions for sure. Yeah. I mean, that made the biggest difference.
Well, I was going to ask you this, Kevin. What is it like in those situations as a driver, trying to manage that when you know there's a threat of the fuel running out?
Well, the good news now is I always like to be told, okay, where are we at from a fuel situation? How many laps do you need? What are we trying to bank on here? And being in control of the race, yesterday, the restarts were really the only time you could pass. Mm-hmm. So you saw the restarts really ramp up as we got into that third stage and all the crashes and cautions. And so having that track position and all of those cautions come into play, I think initially there was probably no way that they thought they were going to make it. And as those cautions kept coming out, it's like, okay, this might work out. But as from a driver's standpoint, you're always in there shutting the car off under caution. You've got the throttle percentage up on the dash. And usually for me, when I knew I was short, anytime, even when we were in a position to not make it and you were trying to bank on some cautions, you want to start at the beginning. I always wanted to start the fuel savings as early in the run as possible instead of trying to save it towards the end and not tell anybody. I always like to not. I mean, they can see it, but just not. They
don't know all you're doing.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, you don't. They don't really know how much they save under caution.
Yeah,
because of the fact that you're trying to. You can't really see it when what's happening when the car's off.
When it's off and when it's not.
Yeah. So I mean, you do all you can there, and obviously at the end he had a good lead, and they pulled up the telemetry, and you could see that he was running half throttle and all those things. So. Kudos to them. They made it happen and had a gutsy call to put themselves in position. A lot of it boiled down to just the timing of all those cautions and the way that all those things worked out and who had what track position and in the timing of all that. So I don't know, just a weird race that turned into a fuel mileage race.
Very unusual.
They're at the end and that made it exciting. It wasn't really the cool racing that made it exciting. It was all the accidents and everything that surrounded those restarts and the fuel mileage and intrigue at the end. Sometimes that's the way it works out.
It was definitely a bully ball weekend. Everybody was
bully ball.
They were not. giving
like
each other much. Once we got within 100 laps to go, they were not giving each other any room whatsoever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was calm first two stages. Then
Well, and even in the first two stages, the only way that Keselowski, I mean, his car was way faster than everybody's in the first half of the race. But when he caught Byron the first time, and he basically had to move him. He moved Cindric, and that was the only way that he was getting by somebody, because at one point they caught the back of the field, and William couldn't pass the last place guy. So. It was definitely a track position game and tough to pass.
You mentioned Brad Keselowski. He won both stages, as you stated, had a very fast car. How encouraged do you think they feel leaving based on their performance?
I think that they're just so far behind. I think that you can be encouraged about the performance at this point, but the expectation for that 6 car is to make the playoffs and be a contender week in and week out. We've seen that more recently. This is definitely the first time that we've seen him dominate race.
Really contending.
Even when he won Darlington last year, he didn't.
And when I looked at all the sheets this morning, I mean, his pit crew's down the list, and I think every time that they came to pit road,
they lost spots.
They lost spots, and some of that was due to the one position was due to the pit stall, but the rest of them were not. And I think that's the piece that's missing when you're not racing up there with those guys on a weekly basis, to understand. I'm a little bit off on my pit crew and the speed of my pit crew, but you're not going to win these races, even when you have the fastest car, if you can't maintain your track position on pit road.
Yeah. Me and Brad actually got lunch last week, super random.
Nice.
And we were talking about, because he keeps hearing the rumors about, should he retire? He's like, man, I feel like I got a lot left in the tank. Like, I'm not looking at retirement like anytime soon. And then he goes out there and has a race like that, and you're like, oh, there it is. Yeah. And then when he was up front, like the attitude of the car and how he was racing, it looked like the old Brad. It looked like shades of 2012, and when he was, it looked like shades of that. And you're like, oh, okay, he has figured out this car. Maybe it took a little longer than we thought it would, but when it's right, he still has it. So I think that's encouraging. The part that is not encouraging for them is if he wins. They went from having almost 2 cars in the playoffs, right? Then Bubba wins last week, so now it kicks Buescher to the bubble spot.
Yep,
and
plus
Priest
23.
and Priest is the next one out 23. If Brad wins, then it kicks both of them out. So it's like,
and you know what the intriguing part of all this is, aside from Brad winning and kicking them both out, is the Buescher car. Buescher car, I mean, it was awful this weekend, and never really in the mix. And he's kind of been the guy that's been the consistency over the last couple years. Priest has really been the most consistently good car this week, knocks off another top 5. So, I mean, RFK has definitely shown signs of speed and done all the things that they need to do, but it's just, this is the first weekend that one of them has showed that dominant speed of controlling a race, and then it starts to expose new problems
because you haven't done it,
and because you haven't done it.
We haven't been there,
and here you are, a few weeks from the playoffs, and it looks to me like the weak link in those moments is the pit crew for the 6.
RFK definitely in a unique situation. One thing I thought was funny was Jeremy Bolins kind of floated out the possibility of pitting for right side tires. And Brad said, no offense, but I don't want to see you again. How often did you weigh in on strategy when you were driving?
Probably more than I needed to in the beginning. And I think as I got towards the end, it was just kind of like, give them the information. They have so much more information on the pit box than I had in the car. Give them, I tried to shy away from the firm opinion to just having an opinion that was part of the equation. Yeah. And I think in these instances where, it's so difficult to pass, the strategy is more important than how fast your car is. And so that really makes it difficult from the driver's seat to be able to do that. And honestly, I think that's what gets Brad in trouble in this car, is being able to try to weigh in on those opinions too much from the driver's seat. And I think a guy like Brad and Kyle Busch that were so involved in those decisions in the old car as to what you do with them, how you pit it, when you do it. I think with this car, you almost have to just back yourself all the way out of it because of all the strategy and things that go into it with the track position game.
I think it's that and all the technology. Like the when you first started, the data point was the driver.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, how much gas are you using here? How much brake? Like, what are you doing? Like, all those things was explaining to the crew and to the crew chief, like, where we had to go with the direction of the car and everything. Well, now they're seeing more. So even if you think you're half throttle, they're like, actually, you're 40%. And you're like, oh.
Yeah.
Like, so, like, those incremental things have changed. And now it's like, to Kevin's point, I think you kind of let them.
Well, you have to be
steer
willing
it
to
a
be
little bit
critiqued
more.
all the time.
Yeah.
Because the data's live. They know what you're doing. If they're telling you that you're using too much brake, you're using too much brake. And, you can have a reason, but they can tell you why you're going slower. I don't necessarily like that. I almost think that they should take some of that away during the race. I think it's great to look at all that, and I think it's great for the fans to see it. But it's really difficult to try to figure out how to take it away when the fans can see it and everybody else can see it. But I think it has definitely hurt the advantage, because it just makes everybody be able to be so equal. And I hate it as a driver, just because you can't take your strength and go through the weekend and be able to say, I'm better at doing this because I'm just better than you.
Right.
And or if you figure something out, then everybody figures it out. So if somebody goes up in the top and Kyle Larson is 2 inches from the wall and how he's using the throttle, the next thing you know, Tyler Reddick's doing the same thing. They're all up in the same groove. And so I've heard Clint gripe about the data for 2 years now, and he's right. I mean, it makes everything so damn close that you can't find an advantage to beat your competitor during a race, because all those guys just figure it out immediately.
Everyone's so good. We're talking about the best drivers in the world, and like, if you give them all the tools to be what Kevin Harvick is at Atlanta, well, Kevin's advantage that he had running that line is now gone. Like, they still got to figure it out, but now they can figure it out a lot easier than just watching your in-car.
There's less reliance on your natural abilities.
Yeah, and there's,
well,
a bit.
it just, everybody, you can take your strength and somebody else can learn it.
Yeah,
they might not be able to figure it out 100%, but they can figure it out to 90% to go fast enough to keep this.
To keep you behind them, or
to keep you behind them.
Be there. So,
speaking of strength, I want to talk about Chase Briscoe for a moment, because he's had a very solid couple of weeks,
Big
from
steam.
qualifying to the race, to the speed, to everything. Do you think this team is poised for a championship run right now?
I think if they, he qualified on the pole again.
Yep,
And
6-1,
sixth pole of the year, and I think when you look at the second place finish this week, these are the types of finishes, and this is what we talked about with Bell, right at Dover. Don't spin out when you're running second. Race for the lead. Do all you can to not wreck and figure out how to finish second, because that's what it's going to take to win the championship, when you have those great cars and not just pissing them away and finishing 20th with them. And that now it seems to be consistently good for the 19 team, and they're consistently qualifying good. They're making good decisions during the race. It seems like, when they threw the green flag there, he kind of lost a few spots. It settled in. It didn't turn into a catastrophe. They plugged away and got themselves back up in contention. So they seem to be in a position to at least be in the conversation.
Very much so, yeah.
They look like the second best group out of JGR, if not the best group.
Consistent.
When you look at in totality, because Denny is still the leader in the clubhouse. I mean, then again, C-Bell has a bunch of wins too this year. So, but as far as this portion of the year, they have been the one that you look at, be like, oh, there's their head car right now. And I asked Chase, I was like, man, like with qualifying, are you doing something different? And he's like, no, just like the cars. He's like, I've always been good at qualifying, but the cars are better.
Yeah.
So from SHR to here, right, how that whole thing was going away, it's very hard to make good race cars.
Yeah, we all didn't realize how bad they were. Until you see all these guys go to different places and have so much success.
You look at all four of them. I mean, Noah's had a tough year, but even with a tough year, he's had fast race cars. And so all four of them, Priest, Barry, Briscoe, Gregson, they all are in better situations, and they look like the guys that you thought that they were going to be. And I love that for them.
Yes, that is interesting to see a turning of the tide there. Kyle Larson, I want to talk about him for a minute. He was typically he's very mild-mannered, very calm driver. We all know his personality to be such, but he got pretty frustrated. He said he was trying to be a good competitor, he's trying to be a good teammate, and it's gotten him nowhere for an hour. And he said a couple other words.
I just wonder where those comments. Those are obviously conversations that somebody's had with Kyle Larson or he's thought about, and why those conversations started.
Was it Chase Elliott? They kept.
It was with Chase Elliott this weekend, and that's what led to the blow up on the radio.
Right.
But there's obviously been a conversation that's happened with either within the organization or Kyle with himself or Kyle and Cliff or however this whole conversation about being a good competitor and being a good teammate and all those things that came to that rant on the radio. And I don't like that for Kyle Larson. I want Kyle Larson to be doing slide jobs and not worrying about what kind of competitor he is and what kind of, I think you always have to worry about what kind of teammate you are, but I think it's better to worry about it after it's already done. And you worry about the consequences later, because that is not productive in my mind for Kyle Larson to be thinking about stuff like that.
We talked about that.
I can't even recall though when it seems like he's been a bad teammate.
Well,
what is?
I think watching it and watching his season and the races in Xfinity and the races in truck.
Do you think the Xfinity thing has something to do with it?
I think it all like in a one-off. Right, of where was it, Indy? Right, yeah. That one, if that was by itself, I don't think it's a thing. But I think in the totality of the season, how many missed opportunities, how many wrecks, like where they've been, like in this constant struggle. And then even on his dirt program, he's been getting his teeth knocked around a little bit too on that side until as of late. And now as of late, everything's kind of steering back to where the swagger is back. But I think that it's the totality of the mistakes. And I think he's trying to do the right things. And that's when you try to, it's a little out of character. Not that he does the wrong things before, but he's trying harder to not maybe step on someone else's toes. And it's putting him in a bad spot. And we talk about that with Denny. Denny doesn't mind putting people in the bad spot, in the tough spot. And then dealing with it later, like at Dover. So I think that's something to do with
well, it's definitely interesting to hear those comments
fired up
out of Kyle Larson, because it's just, to me, that shows that there has definitely been a conversation about it at some point. So
very out of character kind of comments.
You got to give Cliff. This is why Cliff is the dude, because on the he didn't
just be mad. Be mad for a few more minutes, please. I'm happy you're mad. Just be mad. Let us figure this out.
He didn't put the fire out.
Yeah.
He just kind of stoked it a little bit and then directed the fire for his driver. He knows how to motivate driver 5 for sure.
Yeah.
We're talking about Kyle Larson, who, of course, is also a very famed dirt racer. And there was a very scary incident in the dirt community since we had our last show involving Truck Series regular Stuart Friesen at a racetrack in Canada. We obviously are thinking about Stuart Friesen and hoping that he is recovering. Very serious injuries resulted from this incident, broken pelvis being one of them. Had to have some operations, obviously, following this. And it was announced that Christopher Bell will be in the truck for Watkins Glen for this team.
Yeah, this is just an absolutely horrifying wreck right here. You see him just hit the end of that wall and then hit by cars and fires, and just glad that he's not in worse condition than he is. It was a tough couple weeks for dirt racing with everything that happened at Eldora with the sprint cars and you have Friesen's wreck right here. So glad everybody's still here.
Yes.
Listen, man, I think it's easy to forget how dangerous racing is. We are one of the most dangerous sports in the entire world, and most of these race cars, and that's why you look at our NASCAR regulations with the safety in the cars. That second hit, the cars aren't really built for the second. It's built for that first impact to keep you safe. But now the integrity of the chassis is compromised. Yeah. So that second hit, that's the scariest one to me when I think of watching these short, especially on the short tracks. Yeah. Especially how those cars are built. Just not that they're not safe, but they're not like what we have.
It's not a cup car.
It's not a cup car. And
and they don't have these series don't have the investigations and things. And that's one thing that NASCAR does a really good job at, is making sure they understand each wreck, making sure that they look at all the equipment, they hold the people accountable to wear their equipment right, to get their headrest right. And that doesn't happen in the short track world. Some of the stuff you see is pretty scary. And that's one thing I stress to all of our young guys and just people in general that just get a little lax about it. From the safety side, you're not preparing for every time you get in. You're preparing for that moment, like we just saw with Stuart Friesen. So it's super important to make sure all that stuff is right, and you evolve with the safety aspect of it. And that's the difference between weekly racing and Cup Xfinity truck racing. That NASCAR holds you accountable. Not so much the case on stuff like this.
I would say our young drivers, knowing your space, right? Knowing how to make sure your seat's tight, make sure all the leg boards are tight, like all your safety stuff. So then when something's a little off, and you can let somebody know as you make it, because that's just really important that all that stuff is right for those moments.
You're preparing for the moment.
Yep.
We continue to think about Stuart Friesen and hope he has a quick recovery. Anything else from Iowa? Those qualifying speeds between the series? You want to hit anything else?
Well,
because what we're referring to is the fact that
the ARCA cars ran faster than the Cup cars.
Okay.
This has happened before, right?
I can just tell you this. The Cup cars need to go way faster, especially at the short tracks. And I don't think that there was anything more evident than this weekend. The ARCA car out-qualified the Cup car, and it was extremely difficult to pass. The slower you go, the harder it's going to be to pass, the faster the mid-corner speed is. And, I think that, I know there's talk about that much horsepower. We need that much horsepower. And I don't think I think when you look at the short tracks and road courses, having too much power, I'd err to that side because it was just, there's just no reason that the Cup cars should be the slowest thing there on the weekend.
I don't like.
They should not be slower than ARCA.
I don't like that. Like, I don't like seeing that. Like, the Cup cars, whatever your top, series is, whether it's at Hickory, like, can you imagine like the street stocks at Hickory outrunning the late models?
Yeah.
Like, no, we don't, that doesn't make sense.
And I think that it just takes away from being a Cup driver. And in the end, the cars are so damn slow, they don't race good. And so it's very evident when you look at some of those places like Iowa, for instance, and when you're slower than the ARCA cars. But, like I say, I think they're giving them that much horsepower instead of enough horsepower that it seems like just a PR ploy to me.
What do you think is maybe a major factor as to why we're not seeing that? Because we've been talking about it for a while. It's been the horsepower. Like, what do you think is the major holdup?
I think a lot of it is the manufacturers and being able to have enough lead time to get the parts and pieces for their engines and the cost associated with that. But I think in this type of situation, I think the teams are as much of a holdup as NASCAR because of the fact that they're going to have to spend money and change the things that come with that. And everybody has a position, right? Like you got Toyota doesn't want to do it for this reason, and Chevy and Ford are like, yeah, let's do it. And so everybody's got a they're posturing to try to get the
whatever
best situation for their manufacturer. But, I think that the teams having as much input and the manufacturers having as much input and NASCAR has to keep them all happy. And so I think they're as much of a holdup as NASCAR in trying to get the power where they need to be. But I don't know. I don't know how long you can just let the short track racing suffer like it does without making some. And I know they've been making swings at it, but they're striking out.
Mm-hmm.
The tire this week they tried it with it. It didn't work for the first time. Usually the softer tire really, as we've seen, it's helped a lot, and it really didn't change a whole lot this week.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not sure why.
Yeah. And like I say, when William Byron caught last place and couldn't pass that car,
That should not be.
at the beginning of the race.
Yeah.
And then Brad runs him down because the air from the car in front of him is so bad from last place or next to last place that the leader can't pass him. That's a massive problem. And that was that is something that maybe horsepower doesn't fix that, but it's a massive problem with this car.
Like you said at the top of the show, we want to see a better product on the short tracks.
Absolutely.
I mean,
and we're making no ground whatsoever other than what Goodyear has done with the tires. And it's hit or miss.
It doesn't work it doesn't work every week.
It did not work at Iowa.
Yeah.
And everyone thought it would, and they were all surprised down on the road.
Items for the Dunn Committee being addressed here. Okay. All right, guys. Iowa's behind us. We're moving on to Watkins Glen, another road course on the schedule. Just 3 races remaining in the regular season, which is hard to believe.
That's
We're already here, guys.
Crazy.
Man, the year has gone by fast.
It's wild. Kevin won at the Glen in 2006.
Good one. That was a good one.
What a
Between Stewart and I.
That's awesome.
We had a pretty awesome race, and we at that time had spent a lot of time trying to get our road race stuff where it needed to be. So, Tony and I went head to head that day, and he blew by me going into the bus stop under braking, and I don't remember where I passed him, but I thought it was a pretty good day. I beat Stewart on the road course.
Beat him on the road course.
Beat Stewart on the road course. You're doing something pretty good.
Something right.
Watkins Glen doesn't get much better from an atmosphere standpoint. Place is always sold out. Campers everywhere. You got all the Canadians coming down for their last summer hoorah for the year. So there's a lot of beer consumed inside that infield.
A lot of bush lattes.
But it's just a cool town. They used to race the F1 cars there. They used to race through the streets of the town. They got the waterfall. I mean, there's just a lot to do. It's one of my favorite places to go on the schedule. And it's also one of the very few places that carries Busch Light in a bottle.
Ooh, there you go. Fun fact, Busch Light in a bottle. It
right
is
next to the ice cream shop at the little bar there.
little plug.
Is that the Seneca Lodge, or which bar is that?
No, it's definitely not a lodge. If you go down to the bottom of the hill and there's an ice cream shop, and right next to it there's just it's got like the old school pool tables that you put the quarter in, and
love that.
Old school bar, and it's one of the only places on the schedule that I ever found. We used to intentionally go look to see if we could find Busch Light in a bottle.
That's awesome.
Hey, that's a good tip for anybody heading out there. It is a cool place, though. Rich racing history, just a beautiful venue, picturesque. Finger Lakes. You'll be there.
I'll be there.
Qualifying.
Yeah.
Well, I got driver. I got
driver interest.
And you got to make a decision this week. Am I going to button this last button?
Honestly,
you might get more oxygen in your brain if you
I might keep it button, and then I might add a
Maybe
necklace layer on the outside.
Is that the only shirt they provided for you?
No, I got 4 different colors.
He might switch it up.
That one.
So is that salmon?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like the salmon. It goes good with my complexion.
Okay.
That is true.
Yeah. It was very preppy.
Very preppy.
I just want to make sure everyone.
Don't turn into a prep boy.
I got range, guys. I got range in my style. But Watkins Glen is going to be fire. I love that place. The fans are always super hyped for us to be there, and it's one of the races that just never changes. You're always like like back when we only had 2 road course races, this was the one that I loved the most. Like I didn't really, Sonoma was just so different, so technical, and it was.
Watch your mouth.
Hey, this is super speedway road course racing.
Oh yeah,
because they are hauling ass.
They are not the same.
They are not the same,
No.
and I love that. And I always think of 2 things. One, I think of Jimmy Johnson hanging the throttle and skipping across the grass that was down there and all the way into the barrier, and then standing up on top of that car. And then the next thing I knew, Jimmy Johnson was in the 48 car.
Yeah.
Like I didn't really
Turning point.
put the 2 together.
Yeah.
And then you and Juan Pablo you're locking horns down in turn 1. That's awesome.
It's a cool place.
You'll be out there?
So, yeah, I will.
Yeah, okay.
I've got the ARCA race once again. But what's tough about that racetrack? 'Cause you said it's not as technical, but it's its own animal.
Well, I think this is really where the really good road racers shine because of the brake zones into turn 1 and into the bus stop on the back straightaway, and being able to get your car to continuously drive into that brake zone hard and manage the brakes to gain that speed. But you got to have your car good through the S's in order to get down the back straightaway. No matter how far you can drive into those brake zones, but it's a hammer down, wide open place. It is bad fast for a road course. So it's a fun racetrack. It'll be interesting to see. Obviously, they're going to be over the curbs and out of bounds and off the racetrack, and jumping a lot of curbs and things like that. So it's a tough place from a driver standpoint because of all the, and they have adjusted the curbs in the bus stop over the last year, but it's a tough place on the driver because it is so demanding from everything that you have to do at a high level, lap after lap after lap.
I'm excited.
Well, we know who might do well with that then.
Well, listen, but he didn't get it done last time here.
Yeah.
Because Busher, kind of took his lunch.
Yeah, but that was in just a half-ass car.
Listen, I agree, and they're locked in. They know what they're.
It's gonna be hard to beat SVG if you're not following along, reading between the lines.
But the kid isn't the kid racing.
The kid is there too.
The kid's racing now.
That'll be fun to watch those two.
Just saying.
Got to make a pit stop.
Come on,
got to make pit stops to keep him in the game.
Yeah, yeah, that's going to be the hard part for them.
Yeah,
because that pit crew will be a Devo team, development team, or just so it'll be a little bit harder for them to get that done.
Yeah, but that battle we saw between SVG and Connor before was
I'm here for
very
it.
intriguing.
And that's the way it's going to be for the next several years.
Yeah, it's true.
On the road courses.
Yeah,
I mean those guys are when everything's right with their car, and they're just a notch better than everybody else.
What about Ty Gibbs? What do you guys think about that?
I think Ty could be in the game.
Thoughts,
I mean, at Mexico, he was in the game with
Chicago,
SVG.
he was in the game.
Chicago, he was in the game. So I don't think you can count Ty out.
He's won there before in the Xfinity Series.
Yeah,
and a little precursor.
Okay.
I think it's just
showing her hand.
I knew you were going to pick SVG, so I'm like, I'm not even going to bother.
He said,
Well, I mean, you are in last place, so we'll let you.
We haven't even gotten to that part of the show yet, guys.
Yeah, sorry, I jumped ahead. All right, time for a little sipping.
Oh, it is?
And because we're done with Watkins Glen.
Oh, okay. All right. Hey.
Yeah.
Go ahead, my friend.
That's what it's going to sound like when I get one of those glass bottled Busch lattes this week.
Busch lattes.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. Welcome, world, to your favorite segment of the show, Mamba's Social Sips.
Every week it changes.
The world.
The world.
The world.
We have people.
The entire galaxy loves this
once the aliens start DMing me that they're watching this too, I'll say the entire galaxy. Once we got to Australia, that's when I realized we are international. We are everywhere now.
Yeah,
so
thank you.
That's where we're at. Hey, Connor Zilic.
Yep.
We were just talking about him. Yeah. Speaking of, this week, he had one of the fastest cars in the Xfinity Series race. I really thought he was going to win, but he kind of got caught in the middle of some stuff.
They had a bad pit stop.
Yeah, so I want you guys to focus in on his window net right above that 88. There's a white glove that just kind of pops out. Well, this is from Daniel Dye.
It was a brief,
Yeah, that's from Daniel Dye. He kind of got in there and used him up. Mason Raggio saw this, and I'm like, oh man, this has to go in the sips. So as he's wrecking, he throws out the one finger salute and then saves the race car. Kevin, I've seen people drive one-handed and do that for a lap or two, but I've never seen anyone save the car while trying to let you know hello.
That's a lot of effort for that finger. I would have worried about saving it first, but it was pretty neat to see.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah, that he pulled it off. I mean, I always figure if I'm going to flip somebody off, though, I want them to see it. I want to wait until they can see it for a long time to make sure that they know that I'm pissed. So if I'm going to flip you off, I want to flip you off for the whole straightaway and the corner and the next straightaway. If I'm that way, however long I leave my finger out, that's how mad they know I am, right? Yeah. So that was just like, hey, I'm just a little bit mad.
Yeah, just a little bit mad.
Hey.
Yeah.
Kaitlyn, do you have any road rage? Do you ever?
I flicked someone off last week.
You did?
Double.
What happened?
Oh, a double bird.
I know. I'm not proud of this story, but someone pulled out right in front of me, like very egregious. And I laid on the horn and I gave him a double bird.
Really?
I did.
Do you ever worry about like somebody just stopping the car and walking out and just
he was going the other way, so I was like, there's no way. I mean, I guess he could have turned around and come after me. That actually has happened to me.
Yeah.
Because I flicked someone else off a couple of years ago. She did get out of her car and came right up to the window. Yeah, this probably isn't a good.
So did you leave her window up or did you?
I left the window up. Yeah, this was like downtown Charlotte too. So I was like, who knows what could have happened there.
I hate those guys that weave in and out of traffic, like when you're sitting in traffic on motorcycles. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I would always kind of just squeeze over there, try to keep the lane tight while you're sitting in traffic so nobody could get through.
Does that surprise anyone that he would do that?
And here comes the motorcycle. And the
surprise.
motorcycle guy comes, he's weaving through there. I'm like, well, there's no way he's going to come through here. And I was just right against the lane. That guy just leaned over, bam, as he went by and kicked my fender in.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. That's
a dick move. That's not cool. All right, well, don't do that then.
Yeah.
Yep. Connor Village. Yeah.
Hey, so Chase Briscoe, we talked about him. He is on fire when it comes to poles, and really, they're just fast. But Iowa is actually one of his favorite racetracks. He describes Iowa in a very unique way. Let's run the tape.
Joking with Cindric, it's a terrible analogy, but I told him, I was like, man, it's kind of like that really hot girlfriend you had in high school or something, then you see her like the 15-year reunion and she just doesn't look the same. It's kind of like that same thing. It's the same girl, she looks different 15 years later. It's kind of the same thing whenever we come here now. It's just, it's still that same old Iowa that I fell in love with. It's just different now.
I have never heard a driver use that analogy. I love it.
It's fair, though.
Yeah, because it is the same
You
place.
probably haven't seen it yet. How many years have you been out of high school?
A while.
Have you been to a reunion?
No,
me neither.
You've not
I bet
been?
you never
I haven't.
went.
No, my God, no.
Yeah.
So we don't know what people
I
look
graduated in 2010.
Okay.
like. Okay,
So
I was
it's-
06, so.
Yeah.
So you missed your tenure.
Well, yeah,
That was during
because
COVID?
it was during COVID. So now, because we missed the first one, I don't think we're ever gonna have one. Like, I don't think.
Yeah.
I need the committee at Randolph Union High School to get this thing together, please, up in Vermont. Yeah, I haven't been, but I feel like it'll probably be like that.
I think that analogy was very effective, though, because everyone knows what he was trying to say,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't look the same with the.
What he's saying is the cute girl from high school got ugly.
Correct.
That's what he's saying.
Yeah.
Right?
The
Yeah.
girl who was
Yeah.
really attractive didn't age well. But I mean, I guess we're not talking about
So,
an aging track. But
I mean,
No.
I think he means that the track is the same, but it's different.
yeah.
That's what he
Guess
said.
maybe he means that it had a facelift.
Right.
yeah. That's
didn't-
plastic
that
surgery.
didn't
Maybe he's
quite-
talking about a facelift.
That didn't quite work.
Yeah.
A little.
yeah. It went
No,
under
gotta-
the knife. a
Yeah.
little bit.
It's what he's saying is the track got a facelift, but they didn't finish it all the way because they only paved 2 lanes instead of
there's-
paving the whole track.
And
Is that what he's saying?
I
Yeah.
don't know.
So they
saying
did a
there's
half-ass facelift.
Something still to be desired.
He's saying
Something
that
like that?
it's still. I still love you. I
still love you, but I don't like your facelift.
Yeah.
right now I don't.
I
Love,
don't like your facelift and you're ugly.
I still love you.
but I still love you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I still love you, but you're ugly.
And I don't want to hook up with you.
Okay.
And then
we
like,
don't want to hook up.
Okay.
but he's. Yeah, he still wants to go to Victory Lane though. So I don't know. I think it's fine.
getting confusing.
There's layers to this,
Yeah.
folks. We are so off the rails.
Does-
Listen,
Chase.
Does she have a sister?
Exactly.
Does she have a sister?
yeah,
that was
she's
his
probably.
question.
I think she's 101. So just like this guy,
Okay.
this guy is definitely 1 of 1. We have a voicemail this week, and I think he may have been into the bush lattes.
Nice jacket, Mamba, I have to say. But you got the coat of passion there with the NASCAR stuff. I enjoy watching you. Another added feature to the NASCAR Entertainment Center. All right, thanks a lot.
My God.
Thanks a lot.
Right.
So if you didn't hear what he said at the beginning, he said, "Nice jacket, Mamba."
Okay.
He got like he was talking about, my swag, my statement pieces, and
Yeah.
I appreciate. He didn't leave his name,
He-
so I appreciate
Wait
the
a
love.
second.
Whoever this was.
Wait
yeah.
a second.
What?
Did you just call it a statement piece?
Mhm.
That's what
He
they
did.
are.
Statement piece.
What's your statement piece today?
The jewelry,
shirt.
maybe? Oh.
The
It's just
shirt.
a shirt?
Yeah.
So it's not the chains or the ring
No,
or the
that's
bracelet?
no, that's every week.
Okay. I was just checking. Or your shoes? Nothing?
Yeah.
Well, these shoes are Kevin Harvick specials.
Are they?
Yeah, these were from last year. He gave me.
Oh.
Oh.
Why did I give
Oh,
those? Did you take those or did I give them to you?
I mean, just semantics. Anyway, guys, that's our social sips. Leave a voicemail at 805-317-4175. And if you want a mailbag question, harvickhappyhour4@gmail.com.
Yeah.
You can't have my shoes.
I love that the guy said we are added to his entertainment center.
Yeah,
NASCAR Entertainment.
NASCAR Entertainment Center.
Center.
We're
I
proud to
think
be
that's
here
cool.
on the Entertainment Center.
Hell yeah.
All right, guys, time now for our last call.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, Kansas, 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario, new customers only. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gambling resources, see dkng.co/audio. NASCAR is not responsible for this promotion and used under license.
Before we get into our picks for this week, let's take a look at the best bet of the weekend, courtesy of DraftKings.
Well, last week it was William Byron plus 600, so not as heavy of odds as I thought it might be, but I think his speed and everything that he's done has kind of kept his odds down. But he was plus 600 last week, so still won a little bit of money.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Not terrible. So take the checkered flag with DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code Harvick. That's code Harvick for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings, the crown is yours.
DraftKings, can you guys send us at least one crown? So when
we need a
do
crown.
I want to be able to actually put it on when we do this hit. So if you guys wouldn't mind sending that.
We need a prop.
Or you could just go to Burger King and get a kid's meal.
When those paper
Who goes
crowns.
to Burger King anymore?
I don't know.
But
I like the smell of it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, they do smell good. Yeah, but we need a prop. We need a crown.
Yeah, please.
DraftKings,
Yeah.
hook us up with that.
Yeah.
Okay, so as customary, we got to take a look at the burnout for Mr. Willie B. And
I was just happy that he had enough gas to do a burnout, but apparently it wasn't
Surprisingly.
even close. But,
Way more than he thought.
just kind of that standard burnout. Got a lot of smoke.
Yeah, he kind of gets
Got
in the grass
a little bit,
He
but
does some spins.
definitely nothing spectacular.
This part, though, is when it actually turns up. Like
The whipping
a lot
right
more.
here is
Yeah,
pretty
this
good.
is cool.
This is neat. That would make me dizzy as can be.
That's very Joey Logano-esque. Joey will just send it through.
That's a good.
I like
that's
that.
a good comparison
And
for sure.
I do love, we talk about it a lot, but like when they start holding the front brake and the smoke is just rolling out from under the pipes, I think that looks
It's good
so cool.
choreography there.
Yeah.
Style points.
Style points.
A little bit, but
Probably,
Average.
yeah, it's
Kevin's
probably,
still giving it like a C.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a low B.
yeah, low B,
A
B
low
minus.
B.
Yeah.
Okay.
C plus, B minus.
Just to not make anybody mad.
yeah, it wasn't, it wasn't,
He won.
yeah, he won the race.
So I think it was an important moment for that 24 team as they go into the playoffs. So
Very much so. Yes.
he probably doesn't care how we're going to rank his burnout, but it was average.
I think they care. I swear they're watching. and
Mid-pack.
listening.
I think they care.
I think they don't want to be the guy with an F on the
I know-
I know that when I saw Lane Riggs this week and he's like, "Thanks for giving me a shout out on the podcast about my burnout." I'm like, "You deserved it.
Yeah.
You deserved it."
Exactly.
So
Yes.
I guess you're right. I guess they are listening.
I think more people listen
yes.
to this than we actually think.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I know we have a huge group of people that support this show, but I think there's more people in the industry that are watching than
Yeah.
we actually think.
Did
That's
you
good.
used to
We try
listen?
to be fair.
Would you listen to what people had to say back in the day?
I've never listened to a podcast,
Okay.
a
Even your own?
racing podcast. I don't know that I've ever listened to this one either.
I'm saying like back when you were competing, did you care what the critics had to say? Not really.
I guess it was more
Pay
of a race
attention to
focus.
it.
PR guys, Josh and Delana, they would always keep track of it. So if there was something that was like, "Hey, did you see this?" Usually they would show it to me, but I
Okay.
Bulletin board material.
I never spent the time to really pay attention.
I figured not. You don't really
Yeah.
strike me as such.
Yeah, but he does now. He
Does he?
well, what was it a couple weeks ago? That guy wrote an article. And
Well, I told him about that.
oh, okay. So all right, perfect.
Yeah,
You
he-
gotta,
I don't think
you just
he'd
gotta
known
be,
about it
you gotta be
prior.
informed.
Yeah.
But yeah, that bum from Chicago.
What a bum.
We still don't like that guy.
Yeah.
All right. Time now to look at the standings.
what
Christopher
happened?
Bell, man, I was really counting on you because I was in second leading into the weekend.
Oh,
Now
you
I'm
were?
back in
Now
third.
you're in the trunk again.
See ya.
So 64 to 67, Mamba, 114, Kevin.
Priest, I was
Each of you
nervous.
got points for the Ryans, Blaney and Priest.
Let's see, 67 plus 67.
Doesn't it reset in 3 weeks?
Yes, it resets in 3 weeks. Listen, I don't know if you saw the points differentiator, but I feel really good about being within 20 now as
Yeah.
I've been down 60 all season long.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and make our selections for this weekend out at the road course.
Did you say you were within 20?
I will be when we get to the playoffs.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
You're just looking forward to
Looking
this.
forward to the playoffs, baby.
Yeah.
The reset. All right,
Okay.
who wants to go first?
No, you go first. You're last.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I already kind of said I picked Ty Gibbs. I think this could
You're
be
picking Ty Gibbs.
a good shot for him.
Okay.
He's good on the road
Who are
courses.
you going to pick?
You know what? I know who you're going to pick, and I'm going to go against it, the arch rival. Give me the kid. Give me Connor freaking Zillage.
That'd be wild.
Because why not? Let's
Really?
go. Yeah, because I think that the other road course races he's had in the Cup Series, I think it was really
He's
Coda.
got a lot of experience.
A lot of experience at this place.
It's the braking.
Yeah, I think
They're
he's
going to go head to head with the braking.
It's going to be impressive.
Yeah.
Give me a show.
Are you going
Well,
SVG?
I don't think so.
Oh, I got to
he
cross
tried
that
to
out.
kid.
I was like, wait a second. He already said he was picking up. He said, I don't think
What?
She was about to edge out Ty Gibbs and go pick SVG.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to let him have SVG. He always picks
that's his
them.
guy.
Yeah.
That's his
Well,
guy. Yeah.
I like it.
All right.
Good picks.
87
we'll have to
versus
see.
88.
How it all goes down out there in New York. As we mentioned, Butterbean on the show, and he was very chatty, wasn't he?
He was very chatty. And I think that just hearing those grassroots stories and those guys, he worked at the freaking port.
Yes, he did.
Up in Virginia. So hearing those stories and how people got to where that they are. You hear so much about this rich kid or that rich kid, blah, blah, blah. We've got plenty of these Butterbean stories, and I think everybody will enjoy the conversation.
Can't wait for that.
A lot more than you would expect of the Butterbean.
Yeah.
Definitely. All right, guys, it's been fun. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube wherever you get your podcasts. Leave a reviews, leave a voicemail, leave a mailbag. And we had to have one more thing between these two. We will see you guys after Watkins Glen.
Better watch it, Slabby.